Right. In other news, National Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi has defended the government's decision to sell a 15% stake in Safaricom to Vodacom, saying the proposed transaction offers better value than the company's current share price at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Appearing before a joint sitting of parliamentary committees, Mbadi said that the terms under the deal would be more beneficial to shareholders compared to what investors would earn by trading the stock on the open market. The Treasury boss maintained that the process will be subject to public participation and parliamentary oversight. This, of course, as debate continues over the impact of the sale on the ownership structure and national interests in Safaricom.
An expert that I can quote to the economist by the name.
Treasury CS John Mbadi has defended government's position with regards to the partial divestiture of the government of Kenya's shareholding in Safaricom PLC. Appearing before the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning, jointly with the Select Committee on Public Debt and Privatization, Mbadi says the government is not selling Safaricom, but divesting the shares in the market.
Kenyans, you ask them, they tell you, we don't want you to raise more taxes. The revenue mobilization that was initiated 3 years ago is actually reaching saturation point, that we may not be able to raise more taxes more revenue from taxes. Also tied to that is our space in terms of borrowings, which has also reached a limit in my view. And so we generally have to think outside the box and optimize the use of our assets. And this is that time that we should look at the mature assets like Safaricom and others like Kenya Pipeline Corporation and optimize the value of those assets to provide the much-needed resources for infrastructure development.
The government terms the move as non-tax revenue mobilization, with proceeds to serve as seed capital for the National Infrastructure Fund and the Sovereign Wealth Fund.
The proposed buyer, which is the Vodacom Group, is a long-standing investor in Safaricom, holding approximately 40% through Vodafone Kenya, with deep regional experience and a proven track record in capital investment, digital infrastructure, innovation, and financial inclusion. Their increased stake will reinforce Safaricom's competitiveness and growth trajectory, and we have no doubt about that.
The government is to receive 204.3 billion shillings from selling 6.01 billion shares. This reducing its ownership from 35% to 20% while retaining 2 board seats. Vodafone is Safaricom's largest shareholder with 16 billion shares, that is equivalent to 40%. Vodacom's stake will now be 55%. The 15% stake on sale is expected to generate 240 billion shillings. Vodafone will pay government 40.2 billion shillings upfront.
Is there a plan already on where that money is going to? Because or are we diversifying this particular investment, and then we have the money sitting in our bank accounts, not absorbed for the next 1 or 2 years?
It is now very clear that the proceeds of this transaction will go to Concert Fund. And if it goes there, then how do you secure, how can we reinvest this money so that it will go to the purpose intended, especially on infrastructure development of our country?
And do you have a list of the projects which you want to fund? Suppose now you get the 200 billion today, and you also told us you also bring another one, and the pipeline is also is on the way. You are telling us you are bringing another one. So to me, you want to raise around 500 billion.
This money is not for budgetary support. This money is not to fill our fiscal deficit. This money is going to be used exclusively to set up a seed capital National Infrastructure Fund.
This, as the CS noted, that the government is already preparing to introduce another major state asset, the Kenya Pipeline Company KPC, to the market. Mbadi explained that the government's decision to avoid a second Safaricom IPO was driven by concerns over market saturation, pricing risks, and the need to attract foreign currency inflows. For TV47, I'm Linda Alela.